7 life hacks. We've had 7 Citadel pastors, each discussing a different topic, and those videos have been so powerful. You would benefit by watching them and applying them in your life. You can find them on the Citadel app under the media menu. So my topic has been forgiveness. And I chose that topic because I see so often that the need to forgive is a big issue in people's lives. When I pray for them, it comes up and people talk to me about it. So I wanted to set some people free with the discussion on forgiveness. I've been using the verse out of Matthew chapter 6. It's verse 14. It says, "If you forgive men their trespasses, then your Father will forgive you your trespasses. If you do not forgive men their trespasses, then he will not forgive your trespasses." I want to share with you something that the Lord told Pastor Neela from Citadel Church when she asked him about this, and he said, forgiveness is like a door. When you forgive, you open that door and release forgiveness to someone. It's the same door that God uses when he forgives you. So that door has to be open. You don't want to leave that door closed. So we're going to talk today about maintaining forgiveness. And this is an issue because I hear people saying, I thought I forgave, but then I still am angry, or I still feel hurt. So I guess I didn't forgive. It's a struggle sometimes for people to get past the feelings of forgiving, because feelings take time to process. So we don't forgive according to our feelings. When God said what he said in Matthew 6 about not forgiving us unless we forgive others, he knew that we wouldn't feel like forgiving. He knew that we wouldn't want to forgive, but he's made a way for us to forgive even when our feelings don't agree. And that way is that we just decide, we make a choice. He gave us free will, and we're able to say, I am going to forgive because God told me to forgive, and I'm going to release forgiveness to that person. That sets you free. Our feelings that don't want to agree with that decision will fight us for a while, especially if it's an issue that was a really damaging or life-altering problem, that someone wronged you in a way that was extremely wounding or traumatic or serious. Those feelings can take a while to process. And the thing is, you make the decision to forgive, and your will has decided that, but your feelings might not agree for a while. So maintaining forgiveness means that you're going to stand firm in that decision to forgive. You're going to let your emotions process, even though you have already decided to forgive. Now, I know that this works because I've been through it personally. And when I made a choice to forgive, my feelings were mad. I just felt all kinds of negative about the choosing to forgive. And every time I thought about the people that had hurt me, every time I had a memory coming to the front out of that situation, then those feelings would rise up again. But what I had to do was say to my feelings, you don't rule. You don't call the shots. I have chosen to forgive, and I forgive that person or those people or that situation, and I release them to God. And eventually my emotions came into line. But I want to encourage you not to be discouraged about that process, because we are emotional people. God gave us emotions. He's emotional, and he wants us to feel. We just have to let our emotions know they're not in charge. We make a decision according to what God says, according to his word. And then our emotions, they will come into line. And so there is freedom for you at the end of this, but you must maintain forgiveness. So we are helped to maintain forgiveness when we know that it doesn't change that you've forgiven when you're still feeling hurt, or you still cry, or you have a dream about that person and you're so mad in your dream. When you wake up, you can say, no, I have forgiven that person, and my heart is being healed. And all of that will stop. All of the dreams, all of the memories, all of the bad emotions, that'll stop, and you'll have freedom at the end of it. So one of the things that really helped me when I was going through this is that I learned that talking about the situation caused me to feel it again. It was like reliving what I had been through. And just to tell someone, people care. Sometimes they really want to know what you're going through. And so then you feel like you have to tell the story. Sometimes you do need to tell the story. There might be people in your life that you look to, that speak into your life, that you need to explain to them what you're going through. But there are many people that are just curious or nosy, and they don't need to hear your whole story. We don't need to go around telling people all about what we've been through. What that does is it causes it to constantly be to the surface of your feelings, and you're going to be upset. You're going to be hurt. You're going to cry. You're going to feel sad. You're going to be bitter. Talking about it really brings it up in your emotions. The less you can talk about it, the better. And there are times when I would say to someone who wanted to know what I had gone through, I would say, my friend over here that knew all the details, she can tell you. I don't really want to talk about it. And then if they had a need to know, they could go to my friend and hear the story. But I didn't want to tell the story because I knew that it would just stir everything up again. That really helped me to learn how to maintain forgiveness. So we stand firm in our decision to forgive. And then another thing that is really important to decide, to make a decision on, is to decide in advance not to be offended, not to have hurt feelings. And we decide ahead of time, no matter what happens, no matter who says anything or does anything, I am going to forgive them and I will not be offended. That makes it so easy then when things do happen, because something's going to happen at some point. Somebody's going to hurt your feelings. There's going to be some situation that you could get mad about, but you decided ahead of time, I am not going to be offended, and I will forgive whoever does whatever. It doesn't matter what they do. I'm still going to forgive them because this is what God says. When you do that and decide ahead of time, it's so much easier to forgive. It's like an automatic reaction, and you don't really take in the wounding. It's almost like a what do they call that with the policemen wear, the barrier, the vest that is bulletproof. It's almost like that. You can still feel hurt, but it's not gonna go so deep because you've already decided you're gonna forgive. And that really helps to maintain forgiveness. And I just want to remind you that the Bible says that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And whatever you're going through, whatever you are trying to forgive or working on forgiving, there is an end, a desired end, an expected end for you that will be freedom. It will be peace in your heart. It will be joy in your life. There will be an end to the emotions. If you maintain forgiveness, your emotions are going to come into line and you'll be able to be joyful again. You'll be free of all bitterness. You'll be free of of all the negative emotional reactions. You can maybe see the people that have hurt you and have absolutely no feelings of hurt or desire for revenge against them, because your heart has been healed. You have forgiven, and that's a blessing. I want you to feel that kingdom blessing of having forgiven and having God's peace in your heart.